Hi friends, I'm here with a yoga offering. We'll be using some props for today's class, so use what you have. If you don't have a blanket, block, and a strap, you can use a cushion, towel, a couple books, a scarf. Be creative with things you have around the house. And as always, please go at your own pace, rest whenever you need to. Feel free to skip or change things that don't work for you. So we're going to start today sitting in hero pose. So for this, I do recommend using some props. I'm going to have a blanket and 2 blocks for myself. We'll be sitting with knees together and sitting in between the feet. So for a lot of bodies, this is pretty tight. I'll just show from the back. If it's tight on the knees, more of a lift can be useful, so higher something. And if it's tight on the ankles, you can do what I'm doing where the toes are falling off the end and getting a little roll. And if no amount of props are working for you, you can just sit cross-legged. And we're going to have a strap handy, so have a strap just nearby. So the nice thing about this pose, if you can get the legs in order, is the spine is perfectly upright, just like mountain pose. You might feel your sit bones like 2 feet standing on your block. And we'll take a few moments with eyes closed. You can just rest your hands in your lap. So feel the sit bones into your block, your legs into the floor, your props. And from that nice grounded base, lengthen all the way up through the top of the head. Feeling spacious and open, even on all 4 sides of the torso. And you can let your eyes open, keeping a soft focus, and feel free to open and close your eyes as it's useful for you. So we're going to take the strap nice and wide, and if you don't have a strap, you can use a towel, scarf, yoga mat bag. We're going to take whatever you've got really long so you can easily bring it overhead and back again. We'll do this many times, and as we do it, inch your hands in a little closer so it gets a little tighter to go up and back. And keep inching in until you get to a distance that's pretty tight. You might not make it over the hump. Now there are creative ways you may find to avoid the stretch, like going one shoulder at a time or bending the elbows. Try not to do any of those things, so you really stay where it's the tightest without locking your elbows. When you get to a distance that's about as short as you can handle, we're going to hold it straight back at the most challenging place, and then see if you can find where your torso is even still. Your chest may want to jut out, but try and find equal length, front, back, right, left. Breathing here. And then release. Let's drop the strap for a moment, interlace fingers in front, and put some pressure between the arms like you're trying to pull them apart, spreading between the shoulder blades, getting into the upper back. And then release. Let's bring the strap into your left hand. Left arm up, bend it straight back, and then reach your right arm back behind you to grab the strap and inch your fingers in as close as they'll go. Now, some of you may be able to link your fingers, in which case you could let your strap drop. Otherwise, just keep inching your fingers until they're as close as they can. Elbows are going in towards the midline, back towards the wall behind you, but again, trying to find equal length front and back. Feeling your sit bones into your props, nice tall spine, deep breathing. Let's release, let your strap drop if you haven't already. We're going to lean into the left hand and then circle that right arm. Might be a little creaky, so do try and get to your full range of motion, but go as slowly as you need to. Finish up the circle you're on, coming to a side stretch, reaching through the fingers, grounding through the sit bones, and then let your head fall towards the floor and take the top arm out and down until your top shoulder pulls down, stretching right side of the neck. So head is falling one way, shoulder pulling the other way. And then press into the bottom hand and use that hand to lift your head. Same thing other side. So now we'll bring the strap into the right hand. Take your right arm up, bend it back, left arm behind your back grabs the strap, and then inch your fingers in. Maybe you can reach the side, maybe you can't. The two sides are often quite different. It's good to notice those imbalances so we can work towards evening them. But bodies are uneven, it's how it is, so noticing, feeling how it is here. Keeping breath deep. I notice that when I take a deep breath in, the intensity increases. Last breath. And then release. We're going to lean over onto the right hand this time. Circle the left arm. Go as slow as you need, but try not to skip the hard parts. Really get to the full range. Finish up the circle you're on, coming back to a side stretch. And then let your head fall towards the floor. Take the top arm out and down until your left shoulder pulls down, stretching left side of the neck. Press into the bottom hand to come up. Use that hand to lift your head. And then we'll take a few half circles, just evening out the two sides. Next time your chin is to your chest, stay there. Interlace your fingers behind your head and let your elbows hang down, stretching the back of your neck. Release arms. Head floats back up, and we'll bring fingertips to the floor behind us. Shoulders roll back, elbows roll back, and then puff up the chest. If you're on a couple blocks like I am, you might need to be up on fingertips. Chest lifting high. And then release, come up. We're going to grab the knees and then round back. So pull back through the belly, back through the chest, drop your chin, rounding. And then release, come up. Turn the hands, slide the fingers under the knees and press the palms towards the floor. And they may or may not touch, depending on your flexibility. Just going in that direction. We'll take a few lion's breaths here. So we're going to inhale through the nose. As we exhale through the mouth, stick out your tongue as far as you can. And eyes look up and back as far as you can. So you're really stretching your face. Take a deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Again. Getting out all that stale air again. Two more big ones. Last one. And then release. Sit back. Whew. Take a couple of big wrist circles like a flamenco dancer. And then we'll finally release the legs. I like to do this one set of joints at a time. So I'm going to suggest we move the blocks, tuck the toes, and then shift back. So we're in a little squat, first dealing with toes and ankles before the knees. So taking a little rock front to back. I'll just turn sideways so you can see a little better. So stretching your toes as you go forward, calves and ankles as you go back. And then we'll open up the backs of the legs to rehabilitate the knees. This may be creaky. It's creaky on me sometimes. So stretching out towards downward facing dog. And you can pedal out your feet a little bit. You could reach your hands back and give a little massage if you need to. Yawning open the backs of the legs, getting the blood flowing. And then lift the heels and shift your weight all the way forward into a high push-up position. We're going to go between high push-up and down dog. Let the hips pull you back. Downward facing dog. And then inhale, roll your way forward, high push-up. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. One more back. And forward. Now lower down. Come into your back bend. So this could be low or high. Cobra, up dog. Shoulders are back and down wherever you are. And then back to downward facing dog. From here, bend your knees, look forward, and step or hop your feet to the front of your mat. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up to standing. Exhale, arms press down. Let's take a full A-series sun salutation. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop back, lower down. Up dog or cobra. And back to down dog. Let's take the right leg up to the ceiling. Bend your knee to your chest. And start circling this bent right knee, making the biggest circle possible for your hip joint. Next time your leg is up, reach it straight, circle your ankle a few times. Take your leg a little higher and then bring your right knee towards right upper arm. Extend it up and back. Take it across towards left upper arm. Reach it up and back. And right towards the center of your chest. Extend it up and back. Big step forward, high lunge. Inhale, arms up. Sink low. Open up. Lengthen. But still feeling grounded. What's touching the floor? What's dropping here? Last breath. Tip forward, standing splits, hands to the floor or to a couple of blocks. We'll do this with hips square and with the upper body letting go. Like ragdoll, let your head hang, let your neck release. Last breath here. Big step back. Warrior one. Inhale, arms up. Sink low, deep bend in the front leg. Last breath here. Release, hands to the floor. Make your way back to down dog. Same thing other side. Left leg sweeps up, bend your knee in and start circling. Next time your leg is up, reach it straight, circle your ankle a few times. A couple times one way, a couple times the other. Bring your leg a little higher and then bring your left knee towards left upper arm. Send it up and back. Take it across towards right upper arm. Reach it up and back. Now right towards the center of your chest. Extend it up and back. Big step forward. High lunge. Inhale, arms up. Settle in. Last breath here. Tip forward. Standing splits, hands to the floor or to a couple of blocks. We'll do this with hips square and with the upper body letting go. Head hanging, neck releasing, stretching that right leg long. Last breath. Step back. Warrior one. Inhale, arms up. Sink low. One more breath here. Release, hands to the floor. Make your way back to down dog. And then take 5 deep breaths. Could be in down dog, could be child's pose, could come to sitting, just feeling where you are, what you're doing. Last breath here. Come back through down dog and step or hop your feet forward. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up to standing. Exhale, arms press down. Let's bend the knees and come into chair. Utkatasana. Hips nice and low, head high, shoulders drop low, but fingers reach high. This can really be about core, drawing the belly in to protect the back. Last breath here. Release, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop your feet back, lower down. Up dog or cobra. And back to down dog. Right leg sweeps up, one breath. Step forward, high lunge. Inhale, arms up. Let's take a twist, left elbow across. Now, if you'd rather do this as a low lunge, you could also drop the back knee. You can take a different arm position. Customize this so it's working for you. Breath nice and deep here. Last breath. Release, hands to the floor. If you have blocks, you might grab them. We're going to drop the back knee. And if you want to pat it, you could either roll up the center of your mat or put a blanket under it. Bring the hips back so they're right above the back knee. Inch the front foot forward. And then flex toes back. Hands right under shoulders as high as you need them. And if you want to slide further forward towards splits, you're welcome to do that. Listening to your body, meeting your edge with compassion. If you did slide forward, slide your way back. To release, we'll bring both hands to the inside, turn out through the right foot, and then shift your weight, coming down for lizard pose. You can be on blocks or elbows to the floor. And if you want to add a quad stretch to this, you might bend the back leg and reach back for it. If that does not work for you, don't do it and don't worry about it. Let's release, make our way back to down dog. You might take a vinyasa. You could just step back, feeling what you're choosing to do. And then from down dog, when you're ready, left leg sweeps up. Step forward, high lunge. Inhale, arms up. And then come into a twist here, right elbow cross. Last breath here. Let's release. Hands to the floor or to a couple blocks. Drop the back knee and come back for a hamstring stretch. Inch the front foot forward, flex toes back. If you want to try sliding further forward, you could try that again on this side. At any moment, being willing to back out slightly or go a little deeper. Let's release. Bring both hands to the inside, turn out through the left foot. Coming down for a lizard, and you can adjust, shifting your weight. Any little movement may make this pose more useful for you, finding how it works for your body. And then release. Make your way back to down dog. Let's come all the way through to sitting. And then get set up for a supported fish. So you can use what props you have. If you have a couple blocks, that could be good. You can also use cushions, foam rollers, rolled up yoga mats, blankets, something behind the upper back. And this could be high or low, hard or soft. You want it pretty high up the upper back, and then depending how big this thing is, you may want something else to support your head so that instead of the chin being up in the air, chin is dropped and the back of the neck is long. If it doesn't feel quite right when you first come into it, experiment. Moving your prop a little higher or lower on your back could help. Changing what you're lying over, something softer or smaller would be less intense, harder, higher, more intense. Arms can be overhead or out to the side. Legs can be bent or straight. Settling into this as a passive back bend, letting go. Letting the weight of your body melt over the props. You're welcome to stay where you are. If you are ready to release, you can interlace fingers behind your head. Lift your chin to your chest, taking the pressure off your props. Lean to one elbow, move your things out of your way, and roll back down. And then just check in with your body. I'm going to wrap up this practice now. We're going to get ready for Shavasana. If you want to keep practicing, you could always shut off the video and keep going. If you are ready to wind things down, just check in. What's a good last pose or stretch, or what do you need to feel complete in your practice? You can take a few moments. Maybe a spinal twist, maybe another restorative pose, perhaps an inversion. When you're ready, come into a symmetrical, relaxed position. Spread out. Let the weight of your body release back into whatever's underneath you. You can let go of the control of your breath. And then slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, gently waking your body up again. And let this movement increase gradually through your wrists and ankles, eventually stretching out through your arms and legs. When you're ready, bring your knees in. Roll to one side, pausing there for a moment. Use your hands to help you up to sitting. We'll bring hands together at the heart. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Please reach out if you have any requests. And thanks for any support. Ways you can support me are sharing what I do, liking it on Facebook, sharing what I'm doing on Facebook, or sending my name to friends. I have a YouTube channel. If you subscribe to that, you can see when I update new videos. I've got a Patreon account if you want an easy way to do a low monthly donation to help support me doing this and offering it for free. And Venmo, PayPal are all good. All this is in the tag of my videos if you need the specifics. So thank you, everyone.